Hello, I'm joined again by hugely experienced Lars Kushner of Kushner Legal in Beverly Hills. Lars, the first question people often ask about estate planning is, do I need a will or a trust? At a high level, what's the difference?
That is a question that comes up all the time in my office, Dominic. And the reality is that a trust is the only way to ensure that your assets avoid probate. Consider a will to be a letter or a direction to a judge, but probate will still be required, where a trust is a private transfer to your beneficiaries.
Okay, and when is a will not enough?
So, a good rule of thumb here in California is if your assets exceed $200,000 or you own real estate, that's the threshold when you want to consider setting up a trust because that's the threshold which will trigger probate and your estate would no longer be considered a small estate under the probate code.
Okay, and what would you say was the thing that people most misunderstand about trusts?
The number one thing that people most misunderstand is they think that a trust is only something that is necessary after death or for ultra high net worth individuals. And the reality is that a trust affords a lot of protection to really any individual because it provides for incapacity planning. If you are incapacitated, your successor trustee can use your assets in your trust to pay for your care, whereas an executor under a will only takes power upon your passing. And that's a very significant difference that often gets overlooked.
Yeah, we hear that all the time. And what should people really be focusing on when they decide whether they need a will or a trust?
Everyone needs to look at their own individual circumstances, but for the vast majority of people here in California, a trust is always a prudent decision. It ensures that your assets will not go through probate, and probate is something that most people want to avoid at all costs.
Yes, a lot of the attorneys that we work with say the same kind of thing. We have one in particular who says probate is like the divorce court for the dead.
I
And
completely agree with that, Dominic. It's generally wise to stay out.
exactly, and we'll be talking about that in a future video. Thanks, Lars. Great clarity there, and definitely a topic that people oversimplify quite a lot of the time. If you'd like to learn more, you can reach Lars using the contact details scrolling away at the bottom of the screen there. Lars, thanks for that, and we'll see you soon in another video.
Thanks so much, Dominic.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye bye.